In this video, we'll discuss sales predictions using UnifyML SQL. Running sales predictions with UnifyML query. Here, we run our sales predictions using UnifyML SQL. Now, let's look at a simple example of sales prediction. Before running the sales prediction, let's take a look at the data used for the sales prediction. The data table product sales is used here. I'm limiting the query. Run this query. This query will execute in the back end of our UnifyML server. This is the product sales data. It includes the order ID of the product, product name, quantity sold, price per product, order date, address, and monthly sales. These are all the input columns of the product sales data. Now, we need to predict the sales column using UnifyML functions. Here, I'm using the UnifyML linear regression function to predict the sales data. Input table name. Specify the required input table name. Input columns. Mention the required input column names. Target column. The target column to predict is sales. Save model, output model. I am saving the model for further prediction using UnifyML linear regression on product sales data. Run this query. This query will execute in the back end of our UnifyML server. This is the output of the linear regression data. It shows the MSE mean squared error, MAE mean absolute error, RMSE root mean squared error, our superscript 2 value, accuracy of the data, intercept, coefficients of each column, and the saved output model name. Now, let's predict the product sales using the linear regression prediction function. Before predicting, let's review the data used for the prediction. The table product sales predict holds the predictive data. I'm limiting the query. Run this query. This query will execute in the back end of our UnifyML server. This is the output of the product sales prediction. These are all the input columns or feature columns. Based on this data, we need to predict the sales column. To do this, we use the UnifyML predict function. Linear regression predict input table. Specify the required input table name. Input model name. Use the model name saved from the previous linear regression function. Run this query. This query will execute in the back end of our UnifyML server. This is the output of the UnifyML linear regression prediction. These are the input columns or feature columns, and the predicted sales column is the output. Next, let's look at another example using the sales data. Before running the sales query, let's examine the data used to run the sales prediction. The table sales yearly budget is used here. I'm limiting the query. Run this query. This query will execute in the back end of our UnifyML server. This is the output of the sales yearly budget data. It includes the product date for each year e.g. 1980, 1981, 1982, and the budgeted sales. Now let's run the UnifyML function. To predict sales yearly budget, we use the UnifyML time series function. Input table. Specify the required input table and input date column. Date column. Mention the date column. Target column. The target column to be predicted is the sales budget. Input data type. If you want to change the data type of a column, mention the input data type parameter, column name, and the desired type. Run this query. This query will execute in the back end of our UnifyML server. This is the output of the ARIMA time series function. It will show the predicted sales budget for the next 10 years, e.g. 2018, 2019, etc., along with the corresponding budget values. In this way, you can provide any of your sales data sets to our UnifyML functions based on the requirements of your sales data. Thank you for watching this video.